Welcome to this talk, and it's about the paper that I produced on apologetics, where I pulled together much of the material I've studied over the last 40 years to come to an overall conclusion about how reliable the Bible is, or what does the evidence actually say with regard to the Bible. I broke it down to 5 areas: miracles, fulfilled prophecy, biology, geology, and cosmology. And I examined each of those in some degree of depth. This is actually a long paper. And I came to the following conclusion. I'm going to put it up as a page. And in that conclusion, I said that it was pretty overwhelming from the evidence of miracles that the Bible is true. With regard to fulfilled prophecy, I said it's very, very likely that the Bible is true. With regard to biology, particularly with the evidence of complexity that we now have in the cell, I think that is almost as strong as the evidence of miracles. And 1,200 scientists have now signed a website called Descent from Darwin, in which they say that the complexity of biology is too great for Darwin's theory of evolution. With regard to geology, this is a bit more technical and it does require a bit of spade work, but if you look at the papers I've produced in my website, you'll see that actually the evidence, particularly now that we've found soft tissue in fossils, but there's a lot of other evidence. The landscape and the actual rocks that we see suggest that this is laid down by a worldwide flood, and therefore proves that the Bible is true. Cosmology is the one area which I can understand question marks, though it has to be said the James Webb's telescope has shown that galaxies are fully formed as far as we can see, and that's consistent with a creation ex nihilo approach. And there is a lot of evidence to suggest that what we see in the universe is recent, but you would need to look at that to confirm that. I think, from my perspective, the evidence is overwhelming, but I would ask people to look and study, but don't just assume that you know the evidence is not overwhelming. I think if you have a fair and open mind and you look at the evidence, you should come to the conclusion that it is overwhelming. Well, thank you for listening.